Howdy guys, in today's video we're going to be looking at moving objects within FlexiPRINT. But before that, let's have a quick intro first. So today's video can be found on softwaretraining.co.za. We make short and easy to watch problem solving videos, and we also have daily updates. Now if we go into FlexiPRINT here, so now like with the rotate and the scale, we have two ways to go about moving objects. So the one way is kind of more freehand and the other one is the more precise. So now I'm just going to add a quick shape here, maybe a rectangle, and then we can look at some basic moving. So now in order to move it, ideally, or should I say, you should have your, if you want to use freehand, your selection tool enabled, which is A on your secondary toolbar. It's that little mouse cursor button. Now select your shape, and then what you can do is simply left click, hold in, and move your mouse around. Then you should see this red outline of your shape, and this will show you where, if you release your left mouse button, it will place your shape. Pretty simple. Obviously make sure your shape is selected when you do that. So that's pretty straightforward. Now another way we can go about, or show us how we can go about constraining this shape with our freehand move, is you can use shift. Now if I use shift, then you can see I can constrain it on the horizontal. So it's just easier. I can't, only if I really try, you see my mouse moves and the thing stays there, and then only at a certain point will it snap. Then we'll do it on 45 or our vertical as well. Now these can be set by your constraint angle, like we did for rotation, under edit, preferences, and then constraint angle. You can set this and then it will also affect this. So if you use shift, then it'll constrain to different angles if you want, but the default is pretty good. Then something to keep in mind though, if you press shift and then left click and move, nothing will happen. So it's very important that only once your object is in move form, then you keep shift and it will constrain it to those angles. This is handy, and where this tool really comes in handy, let's say we've got this shape, we want to make a duplicate next to it, but we want to make sure it's completely aligned on the horizontal axis. So I'm going to keep control in, click, make a duplicate. You can see we've got duplicate, but to make sure this is aligned, it's going to be tricky. We'll have to select this shape, go type in values, then the next one. So it's a bit of a work to do, or take a longer process. So what I can do is with control still enabled, I'm going to now click or keep shifting as well, and then now you can see it constrains it. So now when we make this duplicate, I can simply left go of my click, it will add it. Then let's do that again. Add another one, and now we know all these shapes are on exactly the same horizontal plane, so they are nicely and aligned. I'm going to remove those, and then now the last one we have here is our more precise movement. So I'm just going to go here to the design central panel. If it's not open, use Control I on your keyboard, Control plus I, or on your primary toolbar. This is one next to the undo and redo. Click that, it opens it on the first tab. Then we have here our actual location. So the location will be under X and Y. Now there is something to keep in mind when it comes to these positions, because it can be confusing, because at the moment you can see, okay cool, we are 32 centimeters on the X. Let's make it exact, so 32, and we are 32 on the Y. Now what does that mean to us? Now we have to go look on our ruler on top, see where's 32, and get an idea of where we're at. So it can be a bit confusing. To simplify it is this little origin box. So this location is also relative to this origin box. So in other words, 32 and 32 will currently be the center of the shape. So if I want to change this maybe to the top left corner, I can change that. Now we can see these values has changed. So from 32 it goes to 20.10. So now if you want to place this thing exactly on a certain area on your cutting mat, then this origin becomes important. Let's say we want to go exactly 0, 0 on the top left. Now obviously you wouldn't necessarily want to do that, but you might. So then we can go there, we make sure our origin's top left, we type in 0, 0, enter, and then it adds it to the top left corner. So that is handy. Keep in mind this position is relative to the ruler on top and the left. As we can see, we've got 0 here and we've got 0 there. So if you change these values, it will be according to this location. So yeah, just a quick recap. So we've got our free move, which we select our shape, we move it around, we keep shift in after we've started the move to constrain it to horizontal, vertical, or the 45-degree angles. Then we also have on our design central first tab, and then we've got the X and Y, which obviously X will be horizontal, Y will be vertical. Then we can adjust these with our origin point, or relative to our origin point. But yeah, otherwise that is it on the move. In the meanwhile though, if we head here to softwaretraining.co.za, you guys will notice we've got a variety of different softwares we do cover, and you can also isolate your search on the top right. If you do not, however, find the training videos you're looking for, just simply go here, request a training video, fill in the mini form, and then we'll do our best to try and make that for you. But otherwise, thanks guys for watching, and cheers.